Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
No, 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 no. Yes, I'm still into an excellent mood. I want to sing. But I'm singing so badly, like no one wants to hear me sing. Really, no one wants that. It's already raining outside. No one wants a storm right now, clearly. Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch My Hero Academia Season 4, Episode 17. I just watched the Episode 16, that's why I just said I'm still really excited and into a good mood. If you want to see my reaction video about it, I'm gonna put the link into the eye. Yes, I'm still into a good mood, like really. I'm not sick anymore, and just that it's making me like really so happy, so excited about filming and all. Like, you don't know how painful, how exhausting, how annoying it was to film being sick, you know, like I had really the thing right there which is blocking you, you know, to think well. I had my nose blocked and everything. Like, really, I'm so glad that I'm over with it, and it's so cool. And the last episode of My Hero Academia that I just watched was really what I needed and what I thought that I would have also, meaning a funny episode, you know, exciting, with characters that I love and with also little important things which made me think and all. I'm gonna talk about it later during this intro, but really a lighter mood than all of the episodes that we had about overall against our guys, you know, Night Eye dying, Mirio without his quirk. All of that, you know, was really emotional, was really heavy. So it's cool to have funny episodes right now and all. That's what I wanted, I needed for the binge watching, you know, of the anime. And also to go with my mood, my personal mood right now, which is really a good mood. I'm excited. Like really, it's almost like I want to see people, like that's it. I want to go out again. I want to take a beer with my friends, with you guys. Like really, the last live session that I made on my Patreon, it was hell because I was sick though. So really, I had trouble to sing, and it was awful. It was a true mess. And myself also, I was awful. Like, it was not painful for you guys to watch. I know that when I'm like that, people in fact who are watching me being like that, also, you know, into my personal life, they're having fun, because it can be fun, you know, to see me being mad at myself, you know, and I'm just going crazy and all. But for me it was hell. I know that if I would make a live session right now, like I would be like that, I would be jumping, I would make jokes and stuff like that. It would be so cool. And that's it. I resolved the issue also that I had with my camera, meaning, you know, that I made an update on my MacBook and I upgraded it, you know, to the Sonoma version. Because of that, my camera right there was not functioning with OBS, you know, with the thing to make live session anymore. And it's just not me, you know, I made my researches, it's everyone. I tried everything. I spent, I think, 3 days, and each day it was like 5 hours on it, working on it, trying, you know, to update my Mac, you know, with the recovery mode, to try some commands, you know, on the terminal. I tried also other things to get back to the older version of the Mac OS. It was not functioning. Like, I tried so many things and nothing is working. So I found a solution. Like really, like I said on my Twitter today, it's really like, you know, when you're a kid and you're building a hut, you know, with sticks, with strings, and you're trying to make it look like an hut, when really you can you can blow on it, the thing is going down. It's a little the same with the solution that I found. Like, I found a solution. Is it gonna work truly during a live session? Maybe not, but at least, you know, I found something. Maybe it's gonna work. I'm not sure that it can work, you know, if I'm going on a live session to play a game. It can go, you know, I think for a live session for just me and you talking together, but for a game session, it's another thing. We'll see, and I'm also like that with Mac making a new update on Sonoma, because clearly a lot of people are complaining about this update, so I think that they're gonna make it soon. I hope. If not, I'm gonna have to find another solution if the one that I found is not functioning. We'll see. I'm not there to talk about that, but see, I'm into a good mood, I'm excited, and also I want to talk with you. Like, really, I'm into a live session right now. When no, clearly I'm filming. I'm glad to be there. This episode we're gonna continue that training for the provisional licenses. I'm in training because right now they are dealing with kids. How is it a training? I'm not sure. But I think that it's interesting with the fact that these kids, they are not respecting our guys or students because they are not considering heroes anymore. Because they saw on television that people are not considering heroes anymore because they have their parents who are adopting of heroes. With this context, you know, with the fact that villains are really out now, and you know, these attacks that they had on UA, and people are not feeling safe, and for their kids also to be safe, and the fact that All Might is not All Might anymore, like really the context right there, to have a kid saying that, it was a good reminder of the context. And for sure with the conversation also between Andover and All Might, the fact that Andover doesn't deal well with the situation, like he would want to be the number one, but he knows that he's not. He was not when All Might was top one, but even if All Might is not there anymore, he can't be top one because he's not as good, and he's not respected, he's not loved also as much as All Might was, and he knows it, and he asked, you know, not for help to All Might, but he asked him what is truly the symbol of peace. Like, it was almost to say, how can I be the symbol of peace? And All Might was right to tell him that the symbol of peace, being the symbol of peace, it's really a symbolic stuff in the sense that it has to be to give up to people, citizens, you know, for them to feel safe enough and to trust heroes, and for villains to be afraid enough of you so they're not gonna go out and do bad stuff. And right now it's not the actual context, and to change it, it's really rough for Andover. I wouldn't want, you know, to be him right now. Does it mean that I appreciate the guy and I'm gonna forget, forgive, agree, accept everything that he did to Todoroki? Nope. Because this guy doesn't regret anything. This guy doesn't want to change. You know my rule, you know, people, they can have a second chance. Like, I'm ruling for second chance for people. When you committed a mistake, as long as you regret it, you're showing that you want to change, and also you're paid for your mistakes. You know, if it's something like a criminal thing, like you have to pay also for it. As long as you paid for it, you want to change, you're showing it, you're doing stuff to change, and you have regrets, I'm okay to give you a second chance. That's my personal rule, you know, how I'm dealing with that. And right there, it's not the case for Andover. He doesn't regret what he did to Todoroki, he doesn't want to change, and he didn't pay for what he did, so no, I'm not gonna give the guy a second chance. To come back to our guys against these kids, normally it shouldn't be that, you know, they shouldn't fight these kids, they should find a way to calm them, but turned out that we're gonna have a fight, these kids against our guys. I'm not sure of that, you know, because your mission is to protect them, you know, to save them, not to hurt them. And these kids also, they don't have their quirks since a long time, so they don't know how to control them, and they have really little quirks, so I'm not sure of what is happening right there. My solution, like, it would be really put yourself into their shoes, and at some point you were into their shoes. What did you want to hear when you discovered your quirk and you were lost, you were disturbed by it? And also with the context right now, what could you tell them which would help, you know, for them to be reassured, to not have doubts, you know, about heroes anymore? Like, I would try something more like that than to, you know, to brag, to fight them, or to do anything like that, clearly. Okay, I'm gonna stop with this intro, let's go for this episode. Remember that if you want to have my Patreon on which you can have 4 episodes of advance for My Hero Academia, which means 2 weeks of advance. It's really a lot. And on my Patreon you have extended reaction part for the little episodes, meaning that still it's longer reaction part than the version that you have on YouTube, and I'm not forced to cut each 5 seconds like it's the case for YouTube. You can have really the scene as I wanted to share it with you guys. And for some big episodes I put in fact not the extended reaction part but the full reaction part. It was the case for all of the episodes, you know, of the fight over all Dekku and all of this attack in fact. So if you want to have these advantages, you have my Patreon for that, and it's the best way to support me, to encourage me to continue my channel, my videos. It's really useful, like I need that, clearly I need your support, so if you want and if you can, it can be truly appreciated, truly useful, so that's why, you know, I'm giving you these advantages, so you can have something in exchange. And I'm organizing also live sessions, you have also drawings, I'm sending you letters. I'm doing plenty of stuff on my Patreon for you guys to have real advantages, you know, for subscribing to it. Like, it's not just to have 2 episodes of advance. No, right there you have 4 episodes of advance, you have big extended reaction part or full reaction part, and you have other advantages. I'm trying my best to make things right. Okay, let's go for this episode. No! It's what, clearly? You have good quirks, you know, for kids. And you already know how to deal with them that well. Yes. And they know how to control their quirk. Seiji, you need to intervene at some point. You don't want for them to become villains? I said it, I like the fact that you are keeping an eye on these kids, you saw that something is wrong and you're trying to help them. But what he just said, it's making me think that they are also categorized like potential future villains, and I'm not sure I appreciate it. I'm not sure what I think about that. What's that? Eh? You are making him fall in love with you? I don't understand. Interesting, you know, knowing that Toga took her place, they have a similar quirk in fact. What is going on with you? It's really about not trusting heroes anymore, not considering them, respecting them. I love his quirk. I want the same one. Oh, it looks so great. I would have so much fun right there. That's fun. Yes, that's what you planned. And you thought of that, Bakugo? You wanted these kids to have fun? Cool. Yes, and they totally switched the mood of all of this. You recognized him as a leader because you were the same. Bakugo, I'm proud of you. He saw you as himself. Oh yes! Maybe you can take your son as an example. If you want for people to like you, you have to make things for them to like you. Oh! To keep an eye on them? Also at school, you know, not during these classes. Yeah, don't touch him! Ah! You don't want to film nice things for him, like. That was nice what he said, you know, to say to Todoroki, I'm proud of you, I want to make you proud. But I want for another to apologize, you know, for what he did during all this time. The funeral? Oh, I didn't think that we would see it. We didn't see the one, you know, for Bakugo's mentor. I did not forget. Don't forget. Not even you, Dekku? French cheese? Hmm. It's a French one. Not the best one. All by himself? Oh, okay. Like really French food, I got it. We're not drinking wine at each meal, like clearly. Eh? He's spying on you? Toga, is this you? Maybe he's sleepwalking? I don't know. I know. Yes, it's cheese, but like I know who you are. You're quick. Surprise. We still need to discover more about him. We had the beginning of a memory with him of a background. I want to have more. You're preparing yourself for your next meeting with him? He's asking you the question because he knows who you are, and it's more like, I don't forget and you need to be better, like he's pushing him. Without hearing. Ah! And you're not feeling sick. Ah, that's what you guess? It can leak out! Oh! Mm-hmm. Oh, you're trying to reassure him to cheer him up, you know, like... He knows that these guys are right there to push you, so he just wants to be nice with you. He has... You're nice, Aoyama. Ouch. Cool. That's it? Just know that each time I'm checking, do we have an hide and seek? Nope. Oh, the second part of the episode surprised me. Because, you know, to have something like that about Aoyama, I was like, what is happening? Maybe it's not him, it's Toga. This girl, she's gonna haunt me, you know, each time that one character is not doing something that he or she is usually doing, I'm gonna be like, it's not him or her, it's Toga. But no, in fact, it was really Aoyama who wanted to do something nice to Dekku. You know, I'm naming him French fake guy because I had trouble to remember his name, to be totally honest. And also because all of that thing about speaking French, but you know, really bad French. I'm not talking about the accent, but really about the words that he was using, and into that context, it was making no sense. And also, like right there, the fact that he's eating cheese, he's drinking wine, he's eating all by himself because he just wants to eat French food, European food. I'm like, too much, like you're too much. And also the guy is too much, you know, he's always like that, like really shiny, that kind of person. He was annoying, like let's be honest, during the 2 first seasons, he was annoying. And I think that he began to be interesting for me, you know, when we discovered a little more about his attitude. And I remember that at some point we had him really helping the team, really being helpful and being the one saving the day at multiple occasions. And we had the beginning of a memory with him as a kid, and it made me want to know more about him. And about that memory that we didn't have fully, I wanted to discover more about him. So right now I'm glad to have a little thing about him, but I would want to have more of it, to have more of his background. I'm glad that we're considering him more, like he's not just that person always bragging and being annoying and all, like right there. He was there for Dekku in a weird way, and because of that Dekku thought that something bad was going on with Aoyama. And in fact, no, like he just wanted to be nice with Dekku. He knew since the beginning that they were similar with the fact that their bodies have issues to deal with their quirks. He saw that similarity, and seeing all of the other guys, you know, all of Dekku's friends helping him, but by being supportive, you know, by pushing him to be better and all. Aoyama wanted to help, but by being just nice, you know, by being like, okay, I'm gonna be there not to push you, not to support you and all, but just to reassure you, to do something nice for you, to surprise you with something nice. Okay, right there it was about cheese, and after that, you know, some pastries and all. But it's nice also to be there for Dekku like that, with that nice way. It's really cool. I'm totally okay with it. If it's truly him and if it's truly honest and all, I'm all for it, and it's showing another aspect of his personality, someone who is there for other people and who is just nice because he wants to be nice, and who noticed that also about Dekku, and who noticed that Dekku would need that, you know, and not another friend who is pushing him like that. So yes, it's pretty cool. And you know, during that second part of the episode, the fact that this training with all of the members, you know, of the class, they're going to continue to find solutions for their quirks, and that was cool, you know, that little moment with Kirishima to show that Kirishima is still thinking, you know, about the fight that he had, and the fact that maybe at some point he's going to be against that villain again, and he wants to be stronger, better, because these two, they promised to each other, one day we're going to meet again, we're going to fight again, and that moment we're going to be really equals. That's going to be cool, a real fight. So he thought about it, but you know, Bakugo pushing a little Dekku like that and telling him, are you getting better? It was not the usual Bakugo being like, are you getting better? Like, I'm better than you no matter what. No. Now Bakugo knows the truth about Dekku, about the fact that he's the next All Might, about the quirk and all. So it was more like, remember that I know who you are, so you need to get better. You need to work harder, and I'm keeping an eye on you. I'm going to be sure that you're going to continue to work on it. But not in a nice way, but in a weird supportive way. And it's fun, you know, because just Bakugo acting like that with just one line and with that tone of voice, I can tell you all of that. You know, I can tell you that his intention during that moment, it was that. When you think about it, he just said one line with one attitude. And still, because we are so used to have Bakugo being different before, we can notice that right there is acting into a different way, so he has this intention now. It's cool to notice that also. So yes, Aoyama reacting like that, acting like that, it's sweet. Bakugo being like that now, it's cool. Kirishima being like that also. They're continuing all of their classes. That math class, that was something, clearly. And the first part of the episode, it was to find the solution with these kids to gain their hearts. And in fact, the solution, it was to make them have fun, to show them that having a quirk can be fun, can be something great, and they can really do good stuff with it. And at least, you know, they got their attention during that moment. Maybe that's what this teacher was missing with these kids, to have their attention, not only by talking with them, by being mad at them, by forcing them to do something. No, by making them have fun, you're gonna get their attention, and maybe you can do something great with them. And Bakugo, you know, noticing that this kid is the leader of the group, and in fact is acting as exactly the same than Bakugo when he was that young, that was pretty cool. And also what he told him, and the fact that this kid, you know, got emotional and all, that was pretty cool. And that moment was also pretty cool. Like, I would have loved to be a kid and to be entertained like that. I hope that this teacher is gonna make a good job with these kids. I said it, you know, the fact that the system right there, how it's functioning, you know that I have issues with it. For example, the fact that when you're discovering the quirk of a kid, it's, you know, registered immediately, and because of that, kids, they are just kids and they are already categorized. I don't appreciate it at all. The fact that right there, they are noticing, you know, when some kids are, you know, beginning to have that kind of mood, you know, are beginning to think like that, and they want to keep an eye on them and to help them, to take care of them, I appreciate it. But at the same time, it means that still, they are kids, you are categorizing them, you are keeping them, all of them, you know, who are like that together, you know, they are not mixed with other people who can have a good influence on them. No, you are putting all of these kids together, so in fact, you are pushing them to continue to think like that. Do you understand what I mean? Like, I understand, and I appreciate the idea behind the fact that you noticed that these kids are different and you want to help them. But to categorize them like that as potential future villains, you know, that you have to keep an eye on, and as kids who have to be together, so you're gonna take care of them together, so they're gonna not be mixed, you know, with other people. Like, I'm not sure. Really, with all of the system in place, you know, into this universe, and I'm really thinking about the system in place, like the organization of that state, how they are functioning with people living into this universe, the fact that they are categorized with their quirks, all of these licenses, all of this, the system in place, really. Each time I'm like, okay, it's a good idea, but really into our societies, it's not really democratic, or it's not really fair, in fact, it's not really respecting individuals for who they are. Like, the idea itself can be good, but the application of this idea is not well done, and in fact, if it would be applied really in a real society, I would see the limits of it so quickly, like I would really be against it, because with the democracy in place, with considering people as equals and as individuals and as people who have, you know, freedoms and all, it's not okay, like you're not treating people like that. I don't know if you understand what I mean by that, but that's how I feel. Like right there again, with this class, with these kids, I see the idea and it's a good one, but the application of it, it means things, you know, which are not so great in fact. Tell me, what do you think about it? If it's just me and maybe I'm going too far with that, it wouldn't be the first time. Tell me, what do you think of it? Some of the quirks, you know, of these kids were really good, and you know, they are just kids, so they should be like a little older, but you know, they should have trouble to control their quirks and to have big quirks, when in fact they were really that good. But again, we had a reminder of the fact that these kids, with the context and all, they have trouble to trust heroes, and that's really important. Andover and All Might talking together also, that was really nice, really interesting. What Andover said to Todoroki, I talked about it, like, it's nice for him to say that he's proud of his son, and it's also really nice for him to notice that his son doesn't appreciate him. He understands why, and he wants to make Todoroki proud of his father. So that's really nice things to say, to think. It's really cool. And I appreciate that, you know, and I can see that he's honest right there. But you know what I think? For people to have a second chance, I need for these people to show that they have regrets about what they did in the past, to show it, you know, to express it, that they have regrets, to show that they want to change, and also to pay for their mistakes. And okay, right there is showing me that he wants to change. What happened be what his son thinks of him, and thinks also about his attitude, that's cool. But I want him to apologize to Todoroki, to say a word about the fact that he regrets what he did, to his mother also, and I would want him to pay a little for what he did before, but at least, you know, for him to express some regret, it's really something that I need to consider this character and to respect him a little, because right now I don't respect him. I respect him as an hero because he's a really good one, and it's so long, and he's really the top 2, like, we saw him, you know, doing some missions and all, he's really good at it. So I'm respecting him as an hero, but not as a human being, not as a father, like even less. So for me to respect him, consider him as really Todoroki's father, I would need that. Because for now, I'm not considering him as Todoroki's father. Okay, he's Todoroki's father by blood, but by heart, by his actions, his attitude and all, for me, he's not Todoroki's father. He is his genitor, but not his father. Do you understand the difference that I make right there? So yes, I would appreciate for him to really express regrets. We'll see, maybe at some point I'm gonna have it. On another day, on another session of binge watching, because I'm gonna end this session of binge watching right there, it was cool. It's all for you and for me for today, so it's all for me for now. So bye for now, bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Hey.